remember everything. You don't remember?
Yeah, I
And then you were going to get fined again, and I'm like, fuck that. Just go make him another drink, and I'll hold it for him. And so I helped you.
He handed it to me. Here's 15, I owe you 5.
Holy fuck. You know Robin Black? Does he come over here?
Oh, okay, right.
He does? He's a friend of mine.
He's mentioned.
Oh, that's right, I did.
Yeah, he's a really good friend of ours.
I'd like you to write some stuff.
Yeah, he's gonna come down to Dallas and we're gonna write some stuff together.
Nice.
He told you that too? It's crazy. He is a genius. If this guy would have come out in '87, he would have been the biggest guy ever. But I don't see why he wouldn't be huge over here, like with the darkness and everything that's happening.
He mentions the darkness in his interview and stuff like that.
I can't fucking believe that's so crazy.
They're coming over again in a few weeks.
This guy can drink more than me.
Who is it?
Robin Black.
I got a stain on my hands. I don't know what it is.
God,
It's a good night last night.
Cool motherfucker.
that is, he's the fucking best guy ever.
Like, and he was sitting there on the bus, and I'm hanging out with him and talking to him forever, and you guys just didn't tell me who he fucking was. And then like he leaves, and I'm like, who was that guy? That was Robin Black. I'm like, oh fuck.
No, I said Robin Fuckin Black.
There you
That's
go.
his name.
Did you meet him? Or isn't it just ended up being good?
Actually, I met him through our manager is also my business partner. We manage another Canadian band,
All right.
and he opened up for them doing a show when they were doing a showcase once, and like he called me up and he's just like, you're not gonna believe what I'm hearing right now. He's like, there's this guy up there like doing
Tiny
shit,
guy.
yeah, he's like wailing, you know, like and meaning it, you know what I mean? And then he brought the album back, and that "Some of You Boys" song, and I couldn't fucking believe it. That song's such a smash.
It's one of my favorite albums of his.
Oh God.
I know it's been out in Canada a long time. They just released it over here this year.
Yeah.
Brilliant album.
And it is. It's amazing. And so anyway, they got to talking, and he actually does like side work with Much Music over there. So he helps us to get our Canadian bands. He got their video on Much Music, and you know, he's a fan of them as well. So it's all interconnected.
Because the record label is on its base in Nottingham.
Oh really? I didn't even know that. But he had told me that he was coming over here, and I'm like, dude, if you time it to where you're coming over. Anytime we're there, you're like on. Because I mean, I love that guy.
You're coming over with Enough's Enough and Tiger Tail.
Oh yeah.
Do metal bands do really well over here? Like old school metal? Like if Enough's Enough comes over here and does a tour, like how many kids come see them?
It's weird. They can do one night and there'll be like 20, 25 kids there, and the next night packed ties.
Well, that's what our driver was saying. He drove Hanover Rocks just like a few weeks ago, and he said they would have 10 hotel rooms and a $5,000 bar bill and play to 20 kids, and then the next night would be 1,000 kids, you know. So we sat with Hanover Rocks at the Kerrang Awards, and the guitar player for that band is the drunkest guy I've ever seen in my life. That is a fucking bold statement, because I've seen a lot of
some drunk people. He would lean over to say something to you, and fuck anything. He was like he was speaking another fucking language, because he'd lean over and it's like.
But every sentence ended with this. so he would lean over and give you that shit. This is like that.
I got the pamphlets where they turned the Joe and the kids.
Yeah, I've still got that, and he got one. They drew a bunch of porn on one of the deals, and he got it signed for me because I was flipping out. I mean, you know, like I'm a fucking metal kid. Like I grew up listening to that shit, so I couldn't even fucking believe when I sat down. I'm like, oh shit, you know what that is?
It's all on there's Mike Monroe there and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's just him.
Mike and the guitar
just him
player.
and the guitar player, and. It's so funny to see Michael Monroe's face when The Darkness played. It was the funniest shit I have ever seen in my life, because here's this guy just sitting there and you can just see it in his face and his big fucking eyes. You can see him going, I was doing this fucking 20 years ago, you know, because he's trying to make eye contact with anybody at the table so he can go, You know, and they're up there fucking just killing it, and the place is going fucking bad, and he turns his back.
He's just sitting there, he's sitting there with his little fucking fan.
It was the fucking
Yeah,
best
'cause he
shit.
didn't drink all night.
He didn't drink a fucking drop.
But that was a real nice night.
Chris,
Oh, he's awesome.
he does not use drugs or alcohol. Or tobacco. So,
Is that what he said to you?
yeah.
He's
sweet.
Because I tried to make him a fucking
That's what I
snot.
used to like to do.
No drugs, alcohol, or
The
tobacco.
doctor, he was
All right,
very
just pretty
visibly
much counts out of
scoffing.
everything,
He
doesn't it?
was what?
Very visibly scoffing.
Yeah, he was not a big Darkness fan, I don't think. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
That guy's eyes are the most.
That guy's eyes look like his nuts have been in a vice for about 10 years.
He looks exactly like my parents have this. I'm not making fun of the guy. I'm just telling you what his fucking eyes are like. My parents have a pug who has this eye disease, and the dog's eyes are gonna pop out of his head eventually. And literally, his eyes have moved back to where his eyeballs are actually protruding his eye sockets, and that's exactly.
It's like that chick on fucking Stupid Human Trick on Spider-Man that
Oh, they could
push
do
her
that,
fucking
yeah.
eyes out.
Yeah. Have we started yet?
No, just carry on.
Actually, this is good.
It's a lot more entertaining than what my question
Warming up the voice here. You know.
What was your first UK tour like? 'Cause that was a few years ago now.
Well, the first thing that happened for us was Steve Homer, who he used to work for Mean Fiddler, who is now our promoter with Clear Channel, was at a festival in Austin, Texas called South by Southwest. It's like a really big, like just conglomerate, like we're gonna go get a record deal festival and it never happens, you know, that kind of thing. And he saw us in Texas and went to our manager and was like, I want these guys to come play Reading and Leeds. And, you know, and we're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We have no idea what the hell you're talking about. And so he called me up on the phone. He's like, I just went to the Reading and Leeds website, and this is some really big shit. You should go see this. You know, so I went to the website. I'm like, holy crap, you know, 100,000 people, you know, what? And
It's supposed to be like a beer festival.
yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I mean, you know, because you know how shit like that is. I mean, when you're in a band, like everybody's always
Want you to come play there.
something. You know?
We've got this great festival at my frat house.
Yeah, or whatever, you know. And so anyway, he flew us in. We played Reading and Leeds on the smallest stage there, and it was absolutely packed. Like, and kids knew the words of the songs already. We were like, my God, you know, we're gonna, we should come here every day. And it took us a year before we came back. And then we were trying to do Reading and Leeds the next year, and it didn't work out, so we came back over and did our own tour with Uncle Brian. Did just little 200-seater clubs, and all the shows were great.
It was great. 11 people packed into a transit van.
Yeah, we all rode in what the drummer's dad took the 2 weeks off from work and borrowed the school transport van or whatever and drove us all, and it was it was just so much fun, man. It was so like
Sing-alongs every night on the way back to their house. To stay up all night long with the singer's dad drinking his beer. The next morning he'd wake up, and I've already stocked the fridge with more beer again.
Yeah, these little green bottles of beer.
Say no more.
It's delicious.
Did you have anything released over here at that time?
We had Let's Do It for Johnny had just come out, and the bitch song video had just hit. This was on that tour. So it was like a year after Let's Do It for Johnny had come out, and then all of a sudden it's on Kerrang TV, and we come over and the thing hits like number 10, and you know, just went crazy. So yeah, a lot's changed for us over here, but it's been really cool because it's, you know, we've never had a bad tour. And then like just after that in April the next year, that's when Sponge asked us to come over and tour with them, and then from then on it's been just growing.
Great stuff. What, other than playing live, what's your favourite thing
To do
over here?
over here,
Over here.
drinking.
Yeah.
We do a lot of
Get
drinking.
get drunk and flirt with pretty girls.
Flirting with pretty girls is fun.
Did you go to the club last night?
Jilly's Rockworld.
Yeah, we did go to Jilly's. It was fun.
We were about to.
How much did it cost you to get in?
£5. We thought it stayed open till 7, but that was the night before. It stayed open till 7.
Other side.
It only stayed open till 2 last night.
the thing about it was I had fucking gone outside. I'm the ringleader, of course. And yeah. And so I have this cab guy who's picking up another fucking fare. And like I'm telling him, like I need 5 cabs here, like soon, because we're trying to make it to this bar. And then you come back, and you're like, don't come here, you know, whatever. So I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. There's 5 cabs. So we all fucking haul ass back to the bus.
That was great. I called you. I was like, I knew that your bar is just closed. And I was like, hey, come over here, man. We just got done playing Hot for Teacher. It's fucking rocking. We're having a blast. And as soon as I hang up the phone with you, boom, lights come on. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? I thought this place was up until 7. Asked the bartender. He's like, no, we're closing. Well, can we get one more round? All right. Hey, dude, don't come over. They're closing. See you in a minute. Stopped and got a cheeseburger on the way to see you.
I went to Jilly's and Edo was telling me that we were getting in free. And so I get up to the front and fucking look like a dipshit. Because I'm thinking
Imagine that.
I'm thinking that we're getting in free, and so like we turned around and went around the corner to another bar, Satan's Belly or something like that.
No, we get in free at the place where we always get in free when we play there. It's that same fucking
Yeah, but
bar.
we're walking out, and you know, it's like, come on, we got to go now because we're getting in free. We're getting hooked up, and we have to go right now. So it's like
This guy, the bartender last night, me and the guitar tech from the other band are sitting there, and I'm like, we're gonna try to get a drink. And the lights have been on for 15 minutes, you know, like they're not fucking serving anybody. Like they're like, no way, you know, it's against the law, blah blah blah. And the guy goes, what did he say? He goes, I'll give you a little frilly shot, you know. And I'm like, a frilly shot? What the hell's that gonna mean? You know what I mean? And he gives us these Jägermeister shots like that big, and I'm like, that's not a frilly fucking shot. That's Jägermeister. Both of us, you know, drank those things down, and I'm like, fucking, that's the last of my memories of the night. So right there.
I started spilling drinks on the bus.
I actually do remember that very well.
You kind of get put in the pop punk bracket and stuff like that, but I see you just as a good rock band anyway.
That's what we say. We're
That's
just a
what we
rock
say
band.
too. It's weird, man, because it's like everybody has to classify everything, you know, and it's understandable too, because it's like if somebody says, you know, you got to hear this band, well, first thing anybody asks, well, what do they sound like, you know? So you gotta say, well, they sound like this and this, and it's hard because we do kind of get grouped into a category that I think really limits us, because I think we're definitely a little bit more deep.
Well, as far as pop punk goes, we're more cheap trick than we are Ramones.
Yeah,
You know?
that's absolutely true. I mean, we're just a rock and roll band, you know.
Do you get the opportunity to tour with more like hard rock bands or this?
No, I mean it's and that's just it. It's like, you know, and most of our tours are self-made. I mean, you know, we don't really get taken on tour a lot, and so we're pretty much on our own. I mean, but what's cool is like we did the Warped Tour this summer, and the Warped Tour used to be predominantly a punk thing. There were so many more rock bands on it this year, so the audience was way more diverse, and it was just such a good experience for us. So it really opened up a lot of doors, I think.
How long did you do the whole tour?
The whole tour, 2 months. So is and the last leg of that is just retarded. It's 19 days, no day off, you know, and every day it's 112 degrees. Crazy, but it was a good time.
How did you become associated with Butch Walker?
Butch was shopping for a publishing deal at the time, and we actually got signed by our publishing agent, which is Samba, and then we were put onto Jive, sort of like an association thing. But we're still represented, like our A&R guy's doesn't even work for the label, he works for the publishing side of things. So all of our associations or whatever with our label come from that side. Well, Butch was shopping for a publishing deal and was meeting with Zamba, and our guy flew down to see him at a show and was like, hey, let me play you something. He played him the demos for Driving Up to Dance, was like Emily and Out the Window and a couple more songs that were already done, and Butch was like, man, I'll do this in a second, you know. It's like, I'm all over it. And so he called me up. We had a 20-minute phone conversation, and I went and bought. I wasn't a huge, I'd really never even gotten into them at all. I mean, I just never really thought about it. But I loved the Marvelous 3 hit, you know, the Spend a Lot on Marble Clothes, the Freak of the Week. So I went out and bought, what did I buy?
Ready, Sex, Go.
Ready, Sex, Go. And I went into the practice place, and I go, you guys aren't gonna fucking believe what I'm about to play you. And I'm like, this is the guy that wants to produce our album, and I'm not gonna say anything else. And I just pressed play, and everybody just went, holy crap. It was just like,
That's a
fuck
good
that
album.
fucking, right, you know, right from the start. And everybody's like, Jesus, this is gonna be awesome, you know. And so it was cool. It was, I mean, it was cool how we actually got together, and we became friends really fast. And so we have really similar.
You doing any gigs with him, right?
No, we haven't never even got a chance to play, but he doesn't really tour like as a band anymore because it's just so expensive for him. So he's touring acoustic in the States, but you know, and that's going really good. And he's working on new records.
Is he going to be working on the next album?
We don't know yet. I mean, he's just such a busy guy. It's like that's got question number one right
Yeah.
now. It's like he's working with Avril Lavigne and Pink and just all these freaking huge artists now. So whether or not he'll have time for Below Us, you know, we'll see.
Right. He's been back to the UK several times without singles to promote, just to tour, and the
Yeah.
shows are always
Against the advice of our label and our everybody tells us not to come. They're like, you don't come, you don't have a single out. Like, you know, and everybody's like, you don't have a single out, don't come, whatever. And the tours are always awesome. And it's like, the thing about that people fail to remember is that kids over here, like, I mean, it's like, there's a loyalty aspect to it, and they want you to make the commitment to be a band that's going to come to the UK, you know, and that's going to tour over here. And it's just like, that's what every kid that comes by the merch booth says every night, you know.
Keep
It's just
coming.
like, please keep coming here. Will you please come back, you know? Like, we're not gonna. So we decided we were gonna come 3 times a year, and for the last 3 years we've done it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do it next year too.
great stuff. With almost 20 tracks on the current album and constantly doing B-sides and stuff like that, just how many songs have you got? Is the writing process quite easy for the band?
Yeah, it's pretty simple, but we have more songs than we even know. Like we'll just be sitting somewhere and I'll start singing something. I'll be, what the hell is that? And Eric will be like, that's this song that we did 8 years ago, you know, blah blah blah. And so we have a lot. We wrote 40 for Drunk Enough to Dance.
A lot of good ones that didn't make it.
Yeah. So there were 40 songs, and there was a point where everybody was like, okay, it's starting to get a little confusing. We're starting to get them mixed up. Hopefully, we'll have that many again. So that was nice.
Great. What are the plans for the next album, or is there any other projects in the pipeline?
No, the plan is to go back. We're gonna take a little break. We haven't had a break in like a year and a half. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back home. We're gonna write December and January, and then hopefully try to record in February and have the album out in April, May.
Yeah. Where do you record that? Do you record that back in Texas or?
I don't know yet. We'll see. I mean, it'd be fun to do it in Texas, but at the same time, it's always fun to just get away and go do it.
I think it's a little easier probably for us to go somewhere else and do it because you don't have to worry about, at night when you go home. It's harder to leave home to go to the studio to do something than to get out of the hotel and go to the studio.
It's actually less distracting just to go say, look, we're going to go here for this amount of time, we're going to make a record, and then we're going to come back. So it's
Yeah,
just-
if you're at home you'd be like, okay, well I got to be home at this time because I'm going to go do this with my girlfriend,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Or also you'd be at the studio and people would be stopping by to say hi because they know you're there. If you're off somewhere else, there's no distraction.
It was-
They're doing it.
It was a much better experience recording Drunk Enough to Dance away from home than it was recording Let's Do It for Johnny Cat.
Yeah, let's do it for Johnny
A
Suck.
bit more focused.
Yeah.
That album was really hard to record because there was just way too much shit going on, and it's like it's our first big record, and so people were late, and just shit you'd plan to get started at 11 o'clock and you wouldn't start recording until 4,
People having to go to the bank every day.
The first, I reading on the biography on the website, the first incarnation of the band was between you two doing acoustic gigs.
It's a little misleading because our bio for some reason actually isn't true.
I noticed that a few days
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, that actually is not right. The band started out as just doing it for fun. Then we actually did do like 2 years as a cover band as well. And we were because we were just making so much money doing that. So like that, we could go do a cover show, and that would buy us merchandise for the next 2 months, And then Eric and I didn't start doing the acoustic thing until about 5 years ago, and then that that allowed us to quit our jobs and, you know, concentrate more on just being well pursued.
There was one point when we did 3 acoustic shows a week, and he and I were we had no home, we were living in my mom's house, no bills, and we were making so much fucking money, we couldn't spend all of it going out every night.
It was a lot of fun.
Just wasting shit.
We could actually do the thing where we could walk into a bar and go, drinks on us, let's go, you know, and like buy the whole bar. Jerry can just spend everything, you know, just stupid.
Making more money than I do now. Well,
Yeah,
Yeah, I was making more money than I do
that's because you're gay.
now. I am gay.
You've become regulars on festival circuits since you first came over and stuff. What would your ideal festival lineup be?
Oh man, it would have been so cool to be on the, didn't Green Day and Foo Fighters play the same day, Reading and Leeds last year?
I think so.
There was some combination of Reading and Leeds last year where I'm just like, I can't fucking believe we're not there, you know, and I was like, Green Day and Guns N' Roses or something crazy like that, you know, and I just like, that would be awesome. But I don't know, man. I mean, Warped Tour this year was pretty cool, just simply because of the hangout factor.
Yeah.
Like, the cool thing about Warped Tour that people probably don't have a sense of is there is no ego on that tour at all. It is the weirdest shit ever. Like, I thought we would stumble into this thing and like people would fucking give us the cold shoulder because we're the new guys and we're not from California and whatever. And it was so amazing to me that like people would come up and want to meet you, you know, just because they've heard your song or because of this or this, and it's like, and bands come around and watch you, like the second day, like look over in the Used, you're sitting there watching our set, like, and you know, I mean, that's not that they're the fucking biggest band ever, but it's just cool. It's like these guys took, you know, their time to come over and watch your show because they've heard of us, and it was like that the whole tour.
And, you know, around 8:30, 9 o'clock, when everything starts shutting down with the festival and all the people start leaving, all the buses empty out, and like everybody's in the bus parking lot, standing out in the middle in the greatest, hugest rock and roll parking lot party you've ever seen in your entire life.
Every night.
Every fucking night.
So it's like, so I would say like that, definitely, I mean, that was a dream come true. It was just the coolest experience ever. So it's weird because it's like, as much work as it was, I could miss it, you know?
Yeah.
It was a good time. I hope that we get to do it next year, although I gotta have a vacation before we do that.
I could sit on a beach for a week or two.
I'm tired.
If you was asked, would you consider doing the Monster Rock Festival at Donington?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. I think we'd be that band that gets fucking, you know, pelted with fucking bottles and shit, but it'd be
It'd be worth it.
so fucking
Open it up for something like that.
yeah. What's the festival that that Bad News does on the do they do
Donington?
they do Donington too? Is that what it is? They're fucking you know what bad yeah. Do you know what Bad News is? Oh god, it's just that it's the greatest comedy ever, and they do that festival. That'd be exactly what would happen to us. I mean, fuck you.
A few quick album questions. First album you brought?
That I bought
Any other?
was Run DMC Raising Hell.
Yeah.
Disco Duck, Donald Duck.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Oh, good
The
one.
first album you ever bought?
Yeah.
Probably Willow Nelson's Family.
Yeah. Nice. Do you all still listen to those albums?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last albums you brought?
The last album I bought.
I actually just rebought Fugazi in on the Kill Taker.
Yeah.
I had it years ago and I got stolen, so I bought it last week.
How about the new Rancid at the record store that's closing down?
I was looking for that thing.
And the second Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah, I got the new one.
Is it good? I heard it's incredible. The first one is absolutely fucking amazing. The second one kind of sucks, but it's still good.
This one you keep going back to the second.
Exactly. And then the new one I heard is just amazing.
It's a long album. There's like 16 tracks on that album.
I gotta get that.
Same over here.
That's the last one you bought. What is it?
It's badass.
What is
What is it?
You probably hear a lot of it on the CKY video.
What is it?
It's it's death metal with a lot of orchestration.
No, what's the
What's
name of
it
the
called?
band?
Demon Warrior.
So I think the
The last one that I bought was Johnny Cash, American Recordings.
Yeah.
4.
You haven't bought an album in 8 months? You disappoint me.
I'm sorry. Been busy.
That's why the music industry's going to hell.
Because I'm not buying records anymore.
I think Fountains Way #1 on VH1 in America. or something.
They're all over the
Yeah.
place. It's just like that. It's weird because that song's been around now for, several months.
Yeah.
And it is everywhere now. Like you can't go anywhere. It's just huge. So,
This
which
is-
is great for them. I mean, their first record was one of the most listened to albums in our band for over a year. And I mean, it was our driving album because we put it on, everybody would sing and stay awake. Like, oh God. And it was just, and then they did that thing you do or whatever, that movie, and then they just kind of disappeared.
Did you ever hear the Christmas single they did?
No,
I Want an Alien for Christmas.
no.
I don't know if it was just released over here. They recorded it in England. I don't know. It just came out over here. and that was-
I bet it'll just explode for them now.
Yeah.
Because they're just killing it.
They're one of the best live bands I've seen though. The
I
guy,
haven't seen him before. So.
the guy, I think he broke his leg or something like that and came out on crutches and the whole gig. I don't know if this relates, but the first album which you stole.
Stole?
Mhm.
Oh.
I stole not ill communication, but the first Beastie Boys album from my cousin.
I stole the Queensryche EP, the first Queensryche EP from Gibson's in Wichita Falls, Texas, and it was still in, it was back in the day when the CDs came in those big boxes or whatever, and so like I had a friend who, distracted the guy, and I like was trying to get it open, and I'm just like, fuck, and just stuck it in the pants out the door, and felt really, really guilty, but I stole a couple more after that.
It was probably, I know the first one I stole from like a store was U2 Under a Blood Red Sky.
Good one. Bono would be fucking pissed.
I stole a lot of other ones out of cars and shit that I built.
I can't think. I think it might have been Bon Jovi, New Jersey. I remember stealing that one, but I can't.
Isn't it fucking funny that he asked that question and we all really did steal a bunch of shit? Like, we're all trying to distinguish, did I steal this first or this? Like, what the fuck are we saying about ourselves here? Fuck.
What's the first album that made you want to play in a band?
Easy. Can go first.
Go ahead.
Wizard of Oz, Ozzy. I fucked this kid, brought it to school in this Walkman that only had fast forward, no rewind, and played me Crazy Train. And I thought I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Like I can't believe this. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. So that's it. And I was like, man, I got it. I went and bought a pair of drumsticks that day and asked my dad for a drum set for Christmas, and he laughed at me. But I got one. So.
Go ahead. I'm still trying to.
Mine's actually kind of gay. It was Billy Joel, Uptown Girl.
What the fuck is gay about Billy Joel, man? You stand up and be proud of it.
Yes. Don't listen to him. That's
Yeah, I wish I could say it was Appetite for Destruction, but it would be a lie.
Mine's been at work, business as usual. First time I ever remember air guitar.
That's weird is like how pop culture influenced me as a kid, because I would go watch a Rocky movie and all of a sudden I was going to be a boxer, and I would like stand in front of the mirror and like practice my punching and shit,
When
and
you,
I would even practice the
When you saw Footloose, did it make you want to be a dancer?
This is exactly what I swear to God, that was my the next statement out of my mouth was going to be. I went and saw Footloose.
When you
And
saw
came home, and I swear to God, I put that I had a sound design stereo from Sears. Turned that fucker up as loud as it could go without shutting itself off. And I started dancing.
Oh, you saw the Love Bug and it make you want to be a Volkswagen?
No.
Whenever I saw Top Gun, it made me want to make out with Kelly McGill.
Oh God.
They're What happened?
You both doing it?
We all danced after Footloose.
Abstract Construction, like, that was the first one that I ever went home and just listened to religiously. It was like, this is,
Does that make you want to play guitar?
yeah, it's like, I wanted to play guitar, and I I got my first guitar when I was like 7, but I never learned to play it. So it's like, it just, that was about the time when everything kind of started, and I started making up my mind that that's what I wanted to do.
What made you want to change the bass? This was then finished.
What made me want to change the bass when I was in high school, the jazz band in my high school, we had a bass player.
Yeah.
And the other,
That's actually a really good story, though.
The other
I
good-
usually don't like your stories, but I like the story about them.
the other guitar player that was in the band was better than me, and so I switched over to bass, and like, I took to it, and that's, I've got much better at bass than I was at guitar, so I just stick with what you.
He played guitar in the, that's actually their band before this one. Chris was actually the bass player, and he was the guitar player, and then
And then Jaret wanted me to play bass in this band. I hadn't touched bass in 2 years. Now it's like, yeah.
luckily our drummer owned one.
Yeah.
That's making sense. God,
What's your favorite live album?
Rattle and Hum. You too.
Live from Folsom Prison.
Descendants Lavage.
Dude, under Blood Red Sky or Exit Stage Left.
Exit Stage Left is a doozy. That's Rush.
Yeah.
That's a good one. You know the reason why I like Rattle and Hum is because of the shit that he says in between the songs. Like, I fucking love that. Am I bugging you? I don't mean to bug you. I love that shit. That's great. I use it all the time.
The most embarrassing album if you've got one.
Oh, I own the soundtrack to Grease. And I still listen to it too.
My aunt, one year for Christmas, for some reason thought it would be a good idea to buy me the Milli Vanilli album. Because that's what all the kids were listening to, so that's...
You still have it?
No.
Oh.
Well, he's saying most embarrassing.
Oh, that I have right now? Let me
Yeah.
think about it for a second.
I got some pretty good ones actually. I own a lot of
Is
country.
Pure Foods embarrassing?
No, that's sex music.
Okay.
I own the entire Dixie Chicks collection.
So I was gonna say Dixie Chicks, but I've got the first Dixie Chicks album. And that's cool.
It's a doozy.
I like the
I can't
Dixie
think
Chicks.
of any really embarrassing. I can think of surprising ones that you might not think
I've
of.
got the fucking Bananarama's greatest hit.
It doesn't belong to me, but it is in my collection. This
one
very,
yourself?
very large quantity of ABBA albums.